Could your desire to help people combined with a need for everyone to be happy and peaceful, and maybe even a fear of not being liked, be causing your source of stress and keeping your life out of balance? That's what we're going to talk about in our conversation today. I'm Vicki Haddock, authentic business and leadership coach and author. And today I want to talk to you about the link between empathy, stress management, and work life balance. So, empathy is a really beautiful quality that says, I understand what you're going through, and I have some compassion for that. Empathy, as any quality can be used in a healthy imbalance way. It can be overused or it can be underused. So when it's used in a healthy, balanced way, is a very, very beautiful quality. When it's underused, that can be challenging because you might have just a very difficult ability to connect with what other people are experiencing. And then the overuse of empathy usually says, I want to help people so much that at times I take the responsibilities of other people on my own shoulders and I end up doing things for them that maybe aren't mine to be doing. Does that sound like you? Now, this is not a great quality of a leader because it takes away from the true job of leadership. And we can also find this quality at play in our personal lives if we are overly accommodating friends or overly accommodating our kids. And all of any overuse of empathy causes our stress to go up because we're taking things on our own back that we shouldn't be doing. And it causes us to be out of balance because, again, because we're taking too much on that is not ours to take on, we might end up working extra hours. We might stress ourselves financially because we're providing financially for kids in a way, adult kids in a way that is not helpful to ourselves. So this other balancing quality to overuse of empathy that we want to consider is self-compassion. Typically, when you have an overactive empathy quality, you have an underactive self-compassion. And what does that mean? Right? They're kind of two sides to the same coin. Empathy is what you give outwards to others. Self-compassion is what you extend inward. I think many of you probably learned that self-compassion was selfish because that's a common misplaced message that has been perpetuated in many aspects of our society. So if you feel like not helping somebody because it puts a burden on you is selfish, then I'll tell you that's a great indicator that your self-compassion meter is out of calibration. So self-compassion, low self-compassion usually goes along with a very high internal critic. So if you are extremely hard on yourself, hold yourself to standards that are higher or harsher than other people, then you most likely have a very out of balance inner critic. So what can we do about all of this? Well, self-awareness is another quality that if it's underused, if we're not realizing the link between all of these things, then that's the place for us to start. And that's why I want you to listen to this video today, because I want to raise your self-awareness that there is a link between empathy, or some people call it people pleasing. And there's a link between that and stress management, out of balance, and your inner critic. So let self-awareness grow after you listen to this full conversation and begin to notice, ask yourself, where are areas that I might be helping others or overgiving in a way that hurts myself or sacrifices something about myself? I had a leader I was having a conversation with last week who has an employee who is underperforming, and she had been hesitant to give that employee direct feedback about their performance because she likes this employee a lot. She wants them to be really successful. She doesn't want them to get discouraged. But because that employee had not done the work they were hired to do, this person, this leader, spent 20 hours of extra additional work getting a project done that was supposed to be done by this employee. Now, you might think that's an extreme situation, like, well, I don't spend 20 hours a week doing that. Well, that's great. I'm glad that you don't. But do you spend one extra hour a day? Well, what is the quantity of things that you're doing? So ask yourself, am I doing things that other people should be doing? If they can be doing it, they should be doing it. If they were hired to do it, there is every expectation they should be doing it. If your adult kids are of income earning age, they should be paying for things and not relying on you to pay for them for you. If your kids are old enough to do their own laundry, they can be doing their own laundry. So it's giving ourselves this check to say, can somebody do it? Then they should be doing it. And if that feels like it'd be really difficult to start holding other people a little bit more accountable to what they could be doing and should be doing, then it's a great opportunity to lean into self-compassion for you and say, why is it fair for me to be hurting myself, doing all of this extra work, sacrificing myself, when this other person could be doing this task? So those are the awareness points to start with. And of course, the next conversations are about how do we hold people accountable, and how do we do that in a way that's loving and kind to ourselves and loving and kind to other people. So I hope that today we've raised your self-awareness around the link between an out of balance use of empathy, stress management, and work-life balance. Now, the cool thing is, and this is the power of coaching, is when someone comes into coaching that has these things going on, often in just 8 to 10 sessions, an investment of maybe just 4 or 5 hours of their time, we can really shift these qualities, bring down their stress level, bring work-life balance back in check, and take this dang monkey off their back that's been there for so long. Now, these habits are really ingrained. So, we want to ingrain you with new patterns that are going to be healthy patterns that do take time to establish, but you really can begin making progress in that direction in a short amount of time. So if you've heard a little bit about yourself today and you are ready to reach out and get some help around these qualities, send me a note, um, schedule a consultation session with me using the links below. I'd love to chat with you about how you can take your life back, bring it into a little bit more balance, and dial that stress down. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, be well.